Okay, so this is lesson 8.6, which is finding the volume of pyramids. So yesterday we found volumes of prisms, right? So the volume of a prism, the formula is volume equals base area times height, right? So in the example up here, which you do something different in class, but the example up here on the launch, right, we have a prism. And the base area is yellow, and the height is pink. So if we were finding the volume of this, we would find the base area, which is a square, so it would be 4 times 4, which is 16. And then we multiply it by the height, which is 10. So the volume is 16 times 10, which is 160 units cubed. And that's of the prism. Now a pyramid is 1/3 the volume of a prism. So in other words, 3 of these pyramids would fit in here. If I were to fill this up with stuff, right, and pour it into this prism, it would fill up 1/3 of the prism. So it would take 3 of them to fill it up. 1, 2, 3. Okay, that's the investigation that you maybe did in class. So the volume for a pyramid with the same base and the same height is going to be 1/3 the volume of a prism, which is base area times height. I like to simplify this to base area times height divided by 3. This again is the volume of the prism, and since a pyramid is 1/3 the volume, we take whatever the volume of the prism would be and we divide it by 3. So the base area is still 16, the height is still 10, so this will still be 16 times 10, but because it's a pyramid, we divide by 3. 16 times 10 is 160, and 160 divided by 3, we go do a little bit of long division. That goes in 5 times. 3 goes into 10 3 times. 0.0, and it goes in 3 repeating. So the volume of the prism is 1/3 this volume, which is 53.3 repeating units cubed. Okay, so the volume of the pyramid is 1/3 the volume of a prism. Let's go ahead and do 2 more examples. So we're going to find the volume of the square pyramid. So we're finding volume of a pyramid, so that's base area times height divided by 3. We need to find the area of the base, right? The base is this by this. I'm going to go ahead and quickly, though, shade the base, bold the height. Okay? Now, I don't actually know the dimensions of the base, so I need to go and find them. So I'm going to focus on this triangle in here. This triangle is 8 and 10. Maybe you need to sketch it out. Here's 8. Here's 10, so I need this segment. This is actually a 3, 4, 5 triangle. Scale factor of 2. 5 times 2, 4 times 2, so this is 3 times 2, which is 6. Which means this entire thing is 12. So 12 times 12, which is 144. So base area is 144. My height of the pyramid is 8. So 144 times 8 divided by 3. Remember, because this is all multiplication, you can reduce at any point. I believe I can reduce 144 and 3. I would much rather do long division with a small number than a big number. 3 goes into 14 twice. No, sorry, 4 times, which is 12. Remainder of 2. 3 goes into 24 8 times. So this reduces to 48. And then 48 times 8. 8 times 8 is 64. 8 times 4 is 32. And then 32 plus 6 is 38. So the volume is 384 feet cubed. Okay. Let's go ahead and do the next one. So, it says a pyramid has a square base. Okay, I'm going to pause, and there is no picture, so I'm going to go ahead and draw a picture first. It's a pyramid with a square base. Cool. Okay, so the pyramid has a square base with base length of 8 meters, right? So a square base with base lengths of 8. So that means that these are 8. Okay, moving on. The volume of the pyramid is 128 meters squared. So the volume, right, equals 128 meters cubed. We need to calculate the pyramid height. So we're actually solving for the height of the pyramid. Okay, so volume equals base area times height divided by 3. We know the volume is 128. We can go and find the base area, which we'll do in just a moment, and we're solving for the height. So base area is, these were 8, so it's 8 by 8, which is 64. So the base area is 64. The height, remember, we don't know that, and that's okay. And the volume is 128. 64 and 3 can't reduce, so I'm going to go ahead and multiply both sides by 3 first. 128 times 3 is 24. 6, 7, 8, and 3. So 384 is equal to 64H. So we're going to divide both sides by 64. I don't like reducing big numbers like that, so I'm going to go ahead and do this as a factor. So 384 reduces into 2 times 1, 12, 18, 92. 192 reduces into 2 times 96. That's 3 times 32. And we can keep going, but I know that 64 is 2 times 32. So I'm actually going to go ahead and stop there. 384 is 2 times 2 times 3 times 32 divided by 64, which is 2 times 32. Oops. Reduce anything divided by itself. We're left with 2 times 3, which is 6. The height is 6. Okay? Feel free to rewind and watch that again.